This is the source. This is the place that I come to when I want to let my mind wander. And today my mind has wandered into a wonderful, fertile territory where I have imagined, somebody's car alarm, where I have imagined an unfolding of a podcast and a YouTube channel and maybe a Medium blog documenting this improbable journey that I'm embarked upon. A journey that began many, many years ago, but that has started to crystallize, take form, take shape as projects and people that I've been involved with start to come together in what is now appearing to be a comprehensive whole, a program. It's a program which I'll go into greater detail later, called Truth Sphere. Truth Sphere is a platform, it's an app, it's a movement, part of the true democracy movement. We live in an age today where it's increasingly difficult for anyone, really, to know whether what they're reading or hearing or even seeing is true anymore, because the tools of deception have become so powerful and so sophisticated. And many people have commented on this. It's the subject of endless commentary on the talk shows and in conferences. But no one, to my knowledge, has proposed a way of dealing with it all. This week I attended TechCrunch 18 in San Francisco. TechCrunch is kind of the premier tech event, satirized in the Silicon Valley hit YouTube, the Silicon Valley television show. And there were a lot of people talking about this issue there. It comes under various blankets. Some people call it trust and security. I think Facebook calls it integrity. What Truth Sphere is about is establishing a reliable and accurate and accepted standard of truthfulness. It involves three primary components. One I call the truth force, which is a crowd of experts. Might be journalists, might be lawyers, might be students, teachers, could be anybody really. And the app called Alert sends out an alert to all members of the truth force who have indicated a particular area of expertise or interest whenever an issue of truthfulness or deception arises. Perhaps it comes up in the course of a debate or an article that appears in a publication, who knows where, but the alert goes out. And not unlike the Uber app that I have on my phone when I drive for Uber, all members of the Truth Force whose criteria meet the criteria established in the alert are given an allotted amount of time to respond to that alert and to either verify or disprove that issue of truthfulness. And all these informational nodes feed back into the second component, which is what I call the truth machine. And it's basically a set of algorithms that prioritize the data that's coming into the system. And then the final component is what I call the truth score. This is the end product, a number from 1 to 100, which is generated for everybody in public life at first and in business. If you have a good truth score, this will follow you around, and this will be an important component of your life, monetizable. If you're a political candidate and you have a low truth score, this is going to hurt you. And basically what the truth score does is it introduces the matter of accountability into public life. And I'm going to walk a little bit ways down the path, so I'm not competing against people around me. So yes, the truth score is the path that I'm on right now. And this podcast, this YouTube channel, this blog post is going to document my path as I go out and try and make Truth Sphere a reality. I'm not without connections. Spent better part of 2 decades as a journalist. My first big assignment, actually my first assignment at all with Upside Magazine, was to cover a company down in Mountain View that hardly anybody had ever heard of at that time. This was in 2000. It had a funny name. Let's see, Google. Yes, that's it. Google. And having been trained at Fortune, where you do thorough research and interview all the principals, I went down and spent an hour with Sergey Brin and Larry Page, and then with John Doerr and Michael Moritz, Andy Bechtolsheim, Ram Shriram, all people who are now fixtures in the tech world, billionaires many times over. And I'm going to use those contacts. I'm going to go knocking on doors and try and make Truth Sphere as real as it possibly can be in their eyes, so that they might bring their resources and their ingenuity and their creativity and their contacts and their capital to help make Truth Sphere a reality, so that one day knowing the truth about a situation will be as simple as turning on a light bulb. You just flick the switch and there is the Truth Sphere next to the article or on the television screen. That's the mission of Truth Sphere, shining a light on the truth. Crazy big idea? Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? Something like this is actually already happening. China is in the process of instituting a system called the social credit system, where data is collected about people and a score is generated for every citizen. The big difference between the social credit system in China and what I see for Truth Sphere in the rest of the free world is that the Truth Sphere comes from the crowd. It's administered by a centralized agency that is some kind of a hybrid between a nonprofit and a for-profit, but unrelated to the state and independent of the state. And who knows, maybe one day Truth Sphere will become a reality. You never know.